And we're back on another adventurous day with Daisy. Saturday, oh shit, I just hit my camera. Saturday the 27th. Yesterday we had some repair work to do to my boy GQ Mal's car. I put his IG right here, you guys will get to see that. I didn't record too much because the car just got wrapped and he hasn't revealed it. So we did an exhaust repair and we got him all dialed in. He's ready to go to GAT, that's one car. And right now, we actually have a couple more cars going to GAT. So we have stock TSX over there. We have Loyals. My car's not going to GAT. Gio's getting ready to take his car home. So we got everything dialed with his car. You guys would have seen the other video by now. You would have seen all the information on that car, the shock relocation and all the other fun stuff. But the car that we're here to work on is this one. So if you guys know Danny, the purple Altima, seen it in the background of a bunch of other videos. He actually came to me looking to get some camber work done, and Michael Rodriguez, I'll put his IG right here somewhere in this general area. Michael Rodriguez did his extended lower control arms and his extended tie rods, which I have in the car. So I'll show you real quick what we got. He's got extended front lowers, 1 inch. He's got that ready. We got tie rods right here. We got some other little goodies, some spacers and other things like that. And yeah, we're gonna get this thing tilted in the front. As you see, the front has no camber right now. Very little, if anything. We're gonna see if we can match the rear. If not, get a little more out of the rear and get the front matching. But in reality, yeah, this is good. We got stock TSX and Loyals. They're ready to mob. This thing, if you guys remember, got washers in the rear, ride height adjustment. We dumped the rear, we got his front done, aligned it. Gio did extended studs on this. Loyals, he ended up getting all the works, motor raise, camber, washers, adjustments, wheels. He went through 3 sets of wheels, so we had to do multiple adjusting. And obviously my car's not going to GAT, Gio's car. So they're all gonna mob together. They're gonna go to a little pre-meet. Depending on what time they leave and what time Danny's here to start working on his car, I may or may not go and get some content of my car while it's there. But yeah, we're gonna start moving cars. I'm gonna move my fiance's car out the way and start getting the Altima inside of the garage. Let's do that. And just like that, we got the car inside, ready to go. I did unload the parts. So Michael Rodriguez, this man is a fucking, he's a tank, bro. He's a tank. Look at these welds, man. But all the homies already dipped. They went to the pre-meet area. They're going to the Wawa near my crib. So now it's just me and my lonely M2. But we got the car inside. And other than getting it in the air, we got to get the wheels off and start seeing what we're doing. He's going to pull up in a couple minutes to hang out too and just see what we do. But honestly, right now, I'm just going to back the car up a little bit and get it on the quick jacks. That way I can do all the work on the quick jacks, make my life a lot easier. So we're not going to do too much yapping, honestly. Let's do it. Let's get the car in the air and let's get to Ray building. Alright, so it's time for an update. As you can see, there's a lot of parts missing right now, and the reason being is that we have the lower installed on this side. I haven't done the other side yet, but I have the knuckle taken out because we are gonna slot the coil over and shave down the knuckle, and that'll allow us to get a little more camber out of the front. So with this side, I'll set you up on the tripod. We'll pull this off real quick. It's simple. It's just popping the lower ball joint right there, pop the tie rod right there, and then the 2 bolts on the top of the coil over right here, and we take the caliper off just so we can put it off to the side. So we're gonna make that real quick and we'll go back here with both of them. I'll measure with the little caliper, make sure that we shave them both evenly, and we'll come back and just slot the sleeves. I think I'm gonna pop the sleeves off. Maybe I'll take them off, or I'll just do it inside the wheel well. I don't know yet, but we'll see when we get there. So let's take this off and we'll talk again when we're back there shaving the knuckles. Tough for an update. This side, let's start with that. So I did the knuckles, I shaved them outside. I wasn't gonna record all that because it's just making a mess anyways. But we have the knuckles shaved. We have the lower control arm installed. You can see the extended lower here. Knuckles shaved and slotted. You can see how far back it sits now. And we have the extended tie rod in. So this side's pretty much ready for us to start seeing what it looks like on the ground. On this side though, I only have the lower control arm placed in. The knuckle's still out, so I want to record that on a time lapse so that you guys see me putting this all back together, and I can kind of explain a little more information once this is done. And we're starting to test what the car looks like on the ground under its own weight, getting the alignment dialed. We do have extended tie rods. We extended them an inch, so fingers and toes crossed that the inch extension is enough. If not, we're modifying some tie rods again, which that I can do. But let's figure out what this side looks like first. Get the wheels back on. We already looked at this side with the wheel on and it looks great. We just got to do the same thing on the other side. So let's do it. Stop yapping and let's do it. Alright, so I figured I'd give you guys an update. So the suspension in the front is fully together. See the two holes, we have tie rod, we have lower control arm all in and tightened. The only thing I haven't tightened is that bolt right there, which I'll do in a second. But on this side, I kind of wanted to get the wheel on. And if you look, we have front camber now. A good amount too. That looks insane from this angle. But we kind of got a wheel on for testing. I'm going to get all 4 of them on just so we can see where the car lands. Front and rear camber numbers, and then whatever we need to do to the rear, we can do to the rear. If we have to adjust the front, we still have a little bit of adjustment left on both top hats. They're not maxed out all the way, but they're pretty much maxed out. So if we need to take some camber out to even it out, fair warning to everybody out there, shaving knuckles, obviously you can measure, you'll get it pretty even, but you want to try to do it and still have some adjustment of your top hat, because that's how you'll be able to even out your camber fully, like spot on. So that's just a little tip I've learned over the years. If I don't have any adjustment and I shave the knuckle and that's just the number I need, which happened to me on the M2, it doesn't really work out that way. But yeah, we're gonna get the wheels on, get the car back on the ground, and see what we got going on. We can adjust the rear if we need to match the front, vice versa. We can see the ride height and the ground clearance and all the fun stuff. So hopefully we'll be getting a reaction soon of what the car, how the owner feels of the car with it like this. So we'll be back in a little bit. I mean, what is there to really say? If you look, I mean, it speaks for itself, honestly. The camera in the front is done. We're at like 13-ish, roughly. So both front corners are fully done. Car's on the ground under its own weight. Matching camber in the front and the rear. We are gonna get spacers to fit the wheels a little better in the future, but we have to order those and send back the ones that we got because we got the wrong sizes, but that's all right. Right now, I gotta get the jack stands all set up, get the alignment with the string, get that dialed, get it outside, drive it. We didn't feel any axle issues in the front. I will do one more nut and bolt check all around just to make sure that everything's nice and tight, and this thing should be on its way. So let's get the jack stand set up, get the string, and fix that toe. So if you look, it's a little toed out on this side, and a little toed out on that side, which that's what we got the extended tie rods for. So we should be able to get it in spec and drivable, and we'll be happy. So let's do the alignment and we'll come back when it's ready to get taken outside, taken for a test drive, and get it out of here. right, so as you see, the car made it outside in one piece. We did have a little bit of side tracking to do, so the tie rods that we got weren't extended enough. So we pretty much went back to the stock tie rods, extended them 1.5 inches, and got the car realigned after I aligned it in the time lapse that you guys saw. We got it outside. I mean, it drags frame, which is inevitable. It's pretty low. You can kind of, I think you can kind of see. Yeah, you can kind of see there. It's on the ground, but that was kind of expected with this setup. So, I mean, what else is there to say? Like, you saw the car when it came in. You see the front camber now versus what it had before. We have no axle issues, no rubbing. We had to relocate the harness a little bit on this side. It has the engine harness going through the wheel well. We took all the clips out and pulled it up as far as we could with zip ties. So we'll keep an eye on that, make sure nothing happens there, but I think it's gonna be all right for the time being and for what the setup is. Believe it or not, in 2 weeks, he'll be driving the car 3 hours, which is kind of insane, but I mean, it should make it without skipping a single beat, to be honest. So for the 2 weeks that it's here, we'll kind of feel it out. He'll drive it, he'll enjoy it, and we'll kind of try to see if we can figure out if there's any little kinks we need to work out. And other than that, motor race someday and stiffer springs. That's about it. So we're gonna go drive this. We're gonna get some pictures and some videos at the Sunoco, the normal spot we take all the cars, and we'll talk there. So as you can see, we're mobbing. Doing like a solid 60 down the highway, cruising. Look, I'm steering with the knee. Cops, don't judge me. But listen, this thing drives amazing, feels amazing. We got a couple little kinks to work out in the future, but that's not that big of a deal. And there's a little frame bang for you guys, because I know you love that. But yeah, we're gonna keep driving, feel it out, go to the spot, get some pictures and stuff, and you guys will get to see this thing in a couple minutes. So let's do it. All right, so you know where we are by the lighting. I'm sure you can tell where we are. And when I tell you this thing looks amazing in the daylight, in the lighting of the gas station, masterpiece. So I'm gonna show you. Boom. This is what we got. This is what we created. Little baby 13 in the front, matches the rear. It looks a little wider in the front, obviously, because of the extended lower control arm. No rubbing in the front, no issues. He's got one little shock sound that the front is making, and we can't figure out what it is. And at this point, we don't have any other shocks to see if we can figure it out. So we're gonna rock out with that, see if we can tinker with it little by little, and see if we can figure it out. But as of right now, that's the only dilemma he has. He had it before, and it didn't change. We thought it was the end links. We took them out, and that didn't fix nothing. So for now, we're gonna leave that as is, and we'll figure that out later on. But yeah, this is how the car came out. Good fitment. He's gonna get some other spacer setups, and we're gonna be able to space the front out a little bit and the rear and make it more fender to lip, I would say. Make it a little tighter. You can see there's a little bit of a gap there, and the front has a little more of a gap, so we'll try to fill that in. But as of right now, the thing has amazing turn radius and it drives great, and he's happy. We just drove down the highway, nice little 5-minute mob down the highway, and this thing felt great. So we're just gonna get some B-roll shots, and he's gonna drive the car home to my house to drop me off, and he's gonna head home. So you know how this goes. Let's do it. Honestly, it's dark, so you can't really see a thing. We're back at the house. Car drove amazing. He got to drive it. It's ready to go home. He's gonna drive it down the highway, so hopefully everything goes well. He got to feel out what it's like to drive with your frame on pretty much on the ground, and that's kind of what it's all about. He's super happy with the car. There's nothing else to really say. This is usually what we can accomplish in a day of work. So we got the car dialed in. We're just gonna grab make sure I have all my stuff, make sure I didn't leave any tools in the car. look under real quick one more time and send him on his way, and we'll chat it up for a second and end this one up. So you already know how it goes. Just like that. He's about to be on his way home. Sorry, I put the mic really far away from my mouth. I'm gonna see if I can get a clip of him driving off, and just to hear it, see what kind of noises it makes, see if it throws a couple little sparks while it's going down the street. But hold on a second, we'll get him going. All right, so this is usually the favorite time of every video, is the moment that all the cars leave. Yo, be safe, bro. And that's it. Just like that, another one. Oh, I zoomed in really far. Let me get the zoom fixed. There we go. And just like that, another one is on its way, and he's one happy customer. Pretty much, long story short, to recap what we did to this car, we did 1 1/4 inch extended front lowers made by Michael Rodriguez. I'll put his IG right here. Awesome fabricator. He does a lot of parts for a lot of the local homies. I've put on some parts that he's made and stuff like that, and honestly, I'm really happy with his work. We did shaved knuckles, slotted coilover, just enough to get him a little more camber. We replaced his tie rods. I had to make another set of tie rods. The ones that we got made were a little too short, so I ended up using his stock ones and extending them 1.5 inches. And that got him where we needed him to be. And other than that, the car's ready to go. So I know I said we were done, and we got the car out, but we're back. This is actually I would say like a week later, the following weekend from what you guys just saw. Danny's back with the car, and that's mainly because, remember I mentioned the harness and the hood latch cable being above the tire and having potential rubbing issues. Originally we were considering finding a piece of the harness and extending it, but honestly that's the main harness for the car. It's not just a sub harness, so extending that could potentially open a can of worms that we don't want to deal with. So we found someone else who sent us some pictures of how they did theirs, and they ended up just cutting the frame rail above the tire like you've seen me do on all the other cars, like the RSXs, the TSXs, my car, and left the bottom skin and ran the harness and the hood latch over that bottom skin of metal, bent it up so it cleared the tire good, and that pretty much puts the harness and the hood latch in a position that's not going to get caught by the tire. He did shred through the hood latch cable though, because that cable, you can't really, it's not like the harness that you could just pull it and move it wherever you want. If you pull on it too hard, the hood latch is just gonna keep popping every time you drive the car. So I left it where it was, and we tried to put it in a place where it was safe, but unfortunately it wasn't. So he rubbed through it a little bit, but it's just the hood latch cable. That's better than the harness. So for the time being, we're gonna end up doing what I said. We're gonna cut it, get the harness and the hood latch above the frame rail, bend that piece up, use that as a shield, and from there on out it should be good. We'll worry about the hood latch later. We'll set up the hood so he could open it for the time being and check his oil and stuff, and he can just get a hood latch cable. And honestly, I might even be able to find one at the junkyard. It just depends when I'm gonna do my next parts run, but we're not gonna do too much yapping. I gotta just move the Accord out the way, and his car is there ready to go. So we'll get it inside and we'll start taking the fenders off. We're gonna take the bumper, the fenders off inside, and actually I don't even gotta take the bumper off. We're just gonna take the fenders off, and we should be able to do what I'm trying to do. So let's do it. Let's get the car inside. I'll set you up on the tripod, time lapse getting this out the way and getting that inside, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so the car's inside. You just saw a time lapse. I definitely almost got stuck outside, but we're not going to talk about that. Real quick, I got the fenders taken off and ready to go. So pretty much what we're gonna be cutting is, we're gonna come up about right at this notch to the top of it, and then come across. We'll meet this edge, come across the top all the way, and then chop right here, straight down. Because that's the wheel clearance area, that's what we need. I'm only doing this side too, because like I told him, I want both sides to match. I'm not gonna just do one side. This side is where the harness is, so I'll pretty much unclip all these zip ties, bring the harness down so I don't cut it with the grinder while I'm chopping. I'll pretty much slit here, come across, same thing, and cut an opening, basically. This harness will sneak into that opening and come across the top, and this lower metal right here will still be there. The harness will get protected by that piece of metal, and we should be good. I'll tape all this up just to keep the wires from being exposed. And this is the hood latch cable that he rubbed through, so we're gonna see what we could do with this and see if we can make it work. But let's start chopping. I'm gonna go ahead and do that side first. Like you guys know, I like to do one side off the camera, get it figured out, and then jump to the other side. So right away, we're gonna come in, cut this, and we'll come back and talk when I got something figured out. It's time for an update. We got this done, we had some lunch, we made some progress. So on this side, like I told you, I was just gonna cut the bottom right here straight across and take that center skin off. I'll show you the piece later. I bent the bottom one all the way up, got it close to the top one, sprayed it down. Now it looks good and we have space. The important side was this side. So this side, what I did with the harness was I wrapped it all up with tape. I put these little rubber like guard pieces here to protect the harness from chafing. Ran the harness up into that opening all the way across. Took a little slit out of this corner, used the rubber little gasket stuff here so the harness doesn't touch. Bent it all the way up, spray painted it, and we're good to go. So now the harness is out of harm's way. The tire can't physically ever touch it. It's always gonna hit this first, which is what we wanted. This is all good to go. This is all safe. Use this bracket as a little protection part, and honestly everything else is good. And remember I mentioned in other clips that there was a suspension noise on this corner. We found that the camber top half, the Allen keys were loose, so we're hoping that when we're done we get the car back on the ground and we drive it, the sound is gone. But yeah, we got all the cutting done. At this point we're just gonna get the fenders back on, get the whole front end put back together, wheels on, and then in the rear, the other thing that he has us doing is we're gonna add a resonator. He has blast pipes like mine, but the car is really raspy and loud. We wanna see if we can tone it down a little bit and make it a little deeper and more aggressive with the resonator. So that's gonna be the next thing we do after we finish this up. Let's get the fenders on. I'm not gonna record that part because that's just gonna take up more and more time of the video. Get the fenders on, get all the bolts put back together, get the oil back into the motor because we also did an oil change. The oil is drained. We just got to change the filter, fill the motor back up with oil, and we're good to go there. And then we'll move on to the resonator, and hopefully everything goes smooth. So let's get this front end back together, and we'll be back when we got some other fun stuff going on. All right, so we made a little bit of progress on the exhaust. I wasn't gonna record me getting the car in the air, cutting the exhaust. That shit's stuff you've already seen. But pretty much what we did is we cut the blast pipe. The blast pipe had a section in here that was just straight pipe. We put the resonator in there, so I cut it there, cut it here, and then I had to reposition that little 90 piece right there. So I slid that, repositioned it to where I needed it, added the resonator in, and welded the blast pipes back in. And now they look like this. So we added a little bit of angle to them just because, why not? Why not? And they only stick out maybe an inch and a half more than they used to. So we're good to go there. We're gonna get the car back on the ground and turn it on, hear it, and see if there's anything else that we need to do before we pull it outside. But yeah, blast pipes are done. The frame rail thing is done. We just gotta put oil in it, get it back on the ground, and get it outside. We're not convinced that the sound in the front corner went away just from putting the car on the ground. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up too high, but maybe, just maybe, we might have made some progress on that part too. So yeah, let's get the car on the ground, let's get it out of the garage and see what it sounds like and how it drives. So as you see, car's outside. We're all done. We drove it around the block. We think the sound in the front suspension's a lot better. The resonator add-on was a win. It sounds a lot better when you first start it up. It's not super loud and raspy, and it's got a little bit of a deeper tone. We got the frame rail cut and prepped for the harness. The harness is now tucked up and away. If you look up in here, promise you can't even see the harness. Can't even see the harness. You don't got nothing in the way. For the time being, we just set up his hood latch where the cable's sitting behind the grill, and we just pull it, pop the hood. But everything's good to go on this. So back to what I had said the other day. We're all done with the car. Danny's good, ready to mob. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Instagram. I promise you we're gonna get back to more content. It's just been hectic lately, but I promise you eventually we will get back to it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in with us, and you guys have a good day.